Welcome to this introduction video to the Apelles Palette. The name comes from the Greek painter Apelles, who was known for his rough manner of painting and who supposedly painted Alexander the Great. Velázquez used this palette and Rembrandt switched to it after having read about it in Pliny's Natural History. The Swedish painter Zorn used it, and in recent years painters like Nerdrum and Sebastian Salvo have been strong proponents of it. Towards the very end I'll show you which colors I recommend, but before that I'll show you a very simple way to think when you're trying to mix the right color, and I'll show you some examples of other colors that you can achieve with this palette. So let's get to it. Now when you are going to mix a color, look for the middle tone first off. When I look at my hand, there's a general tone, general color in the light areas, and there are other areas that are darker where there's also a general tone, and I try not to get caught up in trying to find some lighter parts, some darker parts within those areas. I just find the middle tone and employ that. So how I go about it when I'm actually mixing the color is sort of like this, and I'm doing this in my head, but I'm doing this, I will show you now on my hand to really make it clear how I'm thinking in my head when I'm trying to mix a color. So I set up the four colors like this, and the first thing then that I'm thinking about is the value. What value does the color have? So I don't really think of them as colors right now. I think of them in a gray scale from white to black. So you forget that it's yellow and red. You just think about it as values. And I think it's pretty clear in this case that you can squint if you're not sure about which color is correct. And I think it's pretty clear that the ochre here is, in terms of value, the color which is most correct. Red and black are darker, and obviously the white is lighter. So the way to set up your palette is quite important, at least if you are one who is a complete scatterbrain and you throw your colors all over the palette. You want to get some palette hygiene, and I'll show you how to do it. When you work with this palette, you want to have your colors set up after value, from light to dark. This way or this way doesn't really matter, but you set it up after the value. Second point, you want to collect your colors so that they are in your main vision. Don't place it in your side vision. That just creates more logistics for you. You want to be able to quickly assess which color you need without having to look for it. Third point, you want to have mixing zones on your palette. In the same way that you set up your colors from light to dark, you want to mix your light colors here, the middle tones here, and the darker tones here. And of course, if you mix a light color with your brush, you don't want to go with that and mix a dark color and then come back to the light color again. So you want to have at least 3 brushes, one for the lighter colors, one for the middle colors, middle tones, and one for the darker tones. Now, when I'm actually mixing, as I said, if you are uncertain, you can start with the elimination method, because I think in this case, the yellow is obviously the correct one, but you see, if you're not sure, you see that the other colors are a bit off, right? So the white color is not correct. It jumps really out. And you see the same thing then with the red color and also the black. If you squint, the yellow color is the ochre is the one that is most correct, most like the skin color in terms of value. Thank you for watching this preview from the School of Apelles. To watch the full video and access our premium library, go to caveofapelles.com/donate and become a $10 patron. That's caveofapelles.com/donate.